Oh my God. All right, guys, here we go. Welcome to the All Ears podcast. You can see it's right there, and it's right there on the screen. We have Coach Mike Masterson from the gym. He's our head striking coach. Head striking coach or co-striking coach? There's two of you guys, main.
On the business cards that were given to me by Professor Junebug, it says head striking coach.
Okay, I didn't know that's why I'm on that. I don't want to disrespect
right.
no one.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
And Mike's over here hitting his vape, not drinking, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay. The vape is nothing. It's just pure PCP and fentanyl." I'm like, "Fuck, dude, you can't be doing that shit." But
Fetty Wap, the kids call it.
fuck, is that a rapper from like the new age? I don't fucking know.
I'm 40 and bald. Do I look like I know?
I'm older than you and look younger.
I don't
Do
think
I
the
look
kids
like I
actually
fucking
call it that. I think I just made that up right now.
What the fuck?
Freestyle podcast. That's how we go.
Yeah, guys. So what we're gonna talk about, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just kind of like jive back and forth. And Mike's gonna give us a little bit of his background into what he does now with the gym and what the hell he wants to talk about. And we do have a special guest coming on who you guys might be excited to see. No idea, but we'll find out. So
You might not be excited. Who knows?
yeah, he smells.
Only time will tell. Too long of a silence again, Ernesto.
For it was written in the book of Genesis, Song 17, verse 7. I don't fucking, I don't know.
Wow. Thought you were gonna really tell me something right there. I was deeply listening. I was like, whoa, he's gonna
I can make some shit
he's
up.
gonna hit me with some deep shit right now.
Hey, let me tell you, I can make some shit up, but sometimes I go a little too deep. And just like what you did to Junebug earlier, he believed you about George St. Pierre with the LaCroix. I say shit, and then I forget to tell them I was joking. They're like, they'll mention shit later. I mean, I think you heard Junebug say something about what I said earlier, and I'm just like, I don't remember saying that shit. Sounds like somebody would have said.
Wow, you threw me off. You asked me if I remember what he said about what you said earlier, and then you said, I don't remember what I said. No, that's a lot of says and what said. Sorry, I don't remember.
And and this is going on in my brain. Imagine if I was drinking.
And you're not drinking?
I just started.
Well.
And half the drink is straight.
Never, I suppose.
Half a drink or 90% of the drink is.
I'm not saying I'm not going to drink. LaCroix. I just haven't been drinking lately. I haven't drank since my anniversary, which was last month with my wife. We went out and I had drinks that night, and I haven't drank since then. So it's been like a little bit over a month. And I feel nice. So I've just been going with that. Not like I don't drink anymore, but just, you know what I mean.
Hey, good for you. How long have you been married now?
10 years. We've been married last month.
Hey, congratulations. Happy belated anniversary. That's good for you, man.
Yeah, it's, you know, marriage is a tough thing. It's a deal. It's a relationship that you got to work on every single day. If you don't, you're going to end up hating each other, especially if you got kids and bills and work and all the bullshit people have to deal with in everyday life. So I'm very fortunate. I got a good one. Good marriage, that is. My wife is awful. No, I'm just kidding. My wife is wonderful. By the way, speaking of my wife, she's mad at you because when we were hanging out at Toby's house on 4th of July, she came up to you and said, "Hi, how are you?" Like,
I talked to her for a while.
Yeah, she said that you responded to her with, "I'm sorry, do I know you?"
It wasn't that I know you.
Trust me. She's real butthurt about it.
I felt no, because I met your wife here, that one podcast we did.
She came and did
That's
one.
the only time I ever like officially met your wife, because other than that, she's just before she's just a lady that's at the gym. I didn't know that was your wife. I didn't know this or that.
Right.
And then time went on, because that was a few years ago. And when I see her, I think like she looks familiar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who that is. So
totally reasonable response.
Yeah. So
however, a woman scorned is not going to understand that logic.
You know, you're absolutely right. But at Tofi's house, I was sitting here and I was in the dumps at that. I can tell you, I'll tell you after. I'll tell you. But
I could tell. I didn't know what was going on, but I could just tell by how you were acting that you weren't too happy.
Yeah. So I was in the dumps, like really bad. I wasn't really drinking either because alcohol for the first time wasn't helping to numb it. So I was there, and then your wife, Amber.
That's her.
She was sitting like that about as far as you are from me, and she comes to me. She says something along like, "It's you. You're." I don't remember if she called me my name or whatever. I wasn't even gonna show up to that party, but everyone kept just fucking peer pressuring me, and I fucking came, guys. Like, I'm here, all right?
Well, when you're not feeling good, it's good to be around people that like you.
I prefer to sit in the darkness and be fucking miserable.
As most sad, miserable people do. But like we talked about earlier, you have to have that talk with the, hey, no, we're not doing that shit. Get up and get it together.
Well, I was joking about that. But what I like to do is focus on work and not thinking about what's going on. So it's like, what can I do? Let's just say I went to a bar by myself instead of coming to that event that night. If I was to do that, at least I'm there, random people, where I'm forced to keep it contained and not act a fool. If you're around your friends see you fucked up, they're like, what's wrong, man? Oh, no, I'm good. Come on, man. Come on, buddy. All right. Like, dude, get the fuck away from me. And then in our gym culture, it can actually lead to this or some rolling or something. I'm not saying we're going to full-fledged fight, but it could lead a little bit more because, you know, some people like to fuck around. I'm probably the worst one. They like to mess around too damn much, but it's like, come on, man, what's wrong? And then all of a sudden, you know, fucking Hector's over there on the ground crying like a bitch. And then the guy, fucking Jimmy, who pulled it out of him, was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck happened. You know what the fuck you did, Jimmy. This is all your fucking fault. You did it. He said leave him alone, and you pushed it. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, I understand what you're saying. That could totally happen. But you're talking about a far out extreme situation. What's the reality of what happened? You came there, you hung out around people who not only like you, but know you. We know you're a dick. We know you don't want to. We know you don't want to, you know, talk about your feelings and shit. So we know that if you're not feeling good, what do you need to do? You just need to sit around with your people and have some drinks and relax. I don't think anybody. Tell me, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think anybody was like sitting there rubbing your back, going, "Hey, are you okay, buddy? Is everything okay?"
A few people tried.
What, ladies?
No.
Fellas?
Yeah. Not that damn.
Not as exacerbated as I just played out with my charade.
There was one woman.
Well, I'm just saying.
There was one woman. I don't know who the fuck. I don't even know who the hell it was. She did give an effort. Like, I don't know who the fuck it was. I don't even remember. Almost like that. But I just kind of like.
I understand what you're saying on that side. That could happen. But you know what else could happen is you could go and just sit around with people who you're comfortable with, who know you, and you have some drinks and relax. And then you go home and maybe you feel just slightly less shitty than you did when you left. You know what I mean? That could also happen, as opposed to getting in fights with your friends. And
I went home feeling worse than I did in months.
Shut the fuck up. You are such a...
I know.
No, you are such a contrarian. Like, no matter what, like, if we were having a really good steak right now, I'd be like, this steak is good, right? Ernesto would be like, this steak tastes like shit.
And let me tell you why.
Which is fine. I mean, it would be, you know, a boring podcast if everything everybody said you went,
And I did, and I would explain this ain't Kobe beef or Kobe steak.
I believe it's pronounced Kobe.
Not
Wagyu. Kobe Bryant.
It ain't Wagyu. I speak for the black man. R.I.P. Kobe. Yeah. So back to your wife. When your wife approached me, she said something along the lines of, "It's you, blah, 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 this and that." And I was out of it. I had one drink that whole night. And we talked, and I was like, I thought it was you, I didn't know. And she's like, oh, you know, this and that. And I actually talked to your wife for, I don't even know. It might have been 5 minutes. It might have been 20. I don't even know because, you know, you're not right in the head. You're fucked up. And it was it was a nice conversation. I apologize next time I see you, this and that. But I don't really remember because I was such a fucked up state at the time. So it's like, Amber, I apologize. You're not gonna watch this,
Oh, she might.
but
She wants to make sure I'm not gonna say anything fucked up. You know?
about who? Me?
No.
Say whatever you want about me. That's fine.
No, I'm saying she might watch it just to see what I say. Like, is he gonna say anything about me?
Well, and
I sure did, darling. I love you.
yeah, and you know what? Before we started, he kicked me in the shin, and I got 2 bad shins. 2 of them were cracked, and he kicked that. And he knows that, so he probably did it for you.
I
Mike,
didn't, but
Mike, I got you.
I'm thinking about it now.
Mike, oh, he did it, right, Mike? Oh wait,
Did your ear just wink at me?
I mean, it has a mind of its own, so probably you can't make this shit up.
No, you'll have to just invite her to come on a podcast one time. That'll make her happy.
I'm absolutely fine with that. The only thing is I have a partner now, so we have to make sure everything is A-okay before we start doing
Oh, well, what's his name?
things. Isaac. Izzy boy. You know, he's a grown-ass man now.
I didn't know. I thought you meant like a life partner. I didn't know you meant like on the
Shit,
podcast.
nope, just solo all day, every day. Let's see if this guy's available, by the way. What do you think? Should we give him a... Well, you know what? Here he is right now with his girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Yep, looking... Yeah. So let's...
They look like they're about to cut a wrestling promo, but they don't know the camera's on yet.
All right, so let's see if they respond.
And make sure you record it too.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, the technology.
What's up, man?
So, man. So,
What's up, coach?
How you doing, Professor?
can you see us both?
Really?
You see us both? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so we got you on the big screen. And the other big screen. Oh, shit.
Oh, my man.
Yeah. So, you know, just doing the podcast real quick, you know, all ears. Your co-host.
All day, baby.
Your co-host, Ernesto, with the main host, Isaac.
Co-host.
Yeah. And then we got a special guest, Mike. Mike's over talking shit and putting me down. And apparently I offended his wife. I apologize, Amber. I blame Isaac.
Whoa. I'll take the blame because I'm not in the States, bro.
All right. It's okay. So if you look to your left, downwards. Oh, you gotta be in camera though.
Oh.
Yeah, there's Mike. You're looking right at Mike right now. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get into Mike's background right now. We just want to give you a shout out, say what's up, especially since your dad's gone because of reasons. So here's one more episode. Fuck you, Junebug. We love you. Any questions for Mike about his striking? Oh, he said it, Junebug. You heard him. This is being recorded. All right. You got any questions for Mike or anything, or?
Hey, Coach Mike, how do you put up with all them goddamn kids?
You've coached kids for just as long or probably even longer than I have. You know how it is. It's a day-to-day thing. Some days, most days, you want to kill all of them. But then there's the days where like there's the days where you have good times with them, you know, and they learn something and they have a good day. And then believe it or not, that actually does make up for a lot of the bad days. Like even a week ago, you know, if you don't mind me sharing, you shared that text with me that the one parent sent about the kid having a good class and enjoying striking and appreciating the one-on-one attention and things like that, right? I know I jokingly said like, wow, that's crazy because I'm always the asshole coach, but that really did. It really did make me feel nice, though. You know, just for some kid to come in there and learn something and be happy. Because sometimes I do push them a little bit, but at the same time, I'm not a babysitter, man. You know, I'm trying to
Right.
teach these kids how to punch people in the face.
You're not an asshole.
It's true.
I'm not trying to be mean, but like at the same time, I need to send you out of here tougher than you came in. You know, that's
No,
kind of
100%.
my job. If your parents aren't seeing that, then they're gonna be like, "What the hell are we paying for?" Right?
It's true.
So that's how I put up with them, but it's not easy, as you know, Isaac.
You're doing a great job, Coach.
I'm trying my best.
He's a better man than me. He's sober. I'm not. What does that say?
I mean, I didn't have any alcohol. Sober is a vague term.
Yeah, he's been puffing that vape nonstop.
To vape.
Nonstop.
You know what kind.
By one time the entire time I've been here.
Yeah. So how's your trip? Everything was good with the flight? Everything was A-okay?
It's good. She's laying down over there, but she'd get mad if I put her on camera right now.
What, she passed out? Drunk?
No, but she's all like, hair's all messy and shit. She's laying down.
You know what? Say
I
no
have
more.
I have a question for Isaac.
Not like that. No.
Oh, Mike's got a question for you, Coach.
Isaac, do you have more piercings than Jexity?
Oh, wow.
No, it's the same amount.
Same amount? Wow, you guys are made for each other. That's adorable.
Yeah. And Isaac has his ears, his nose, his nipples, and he said he has two more.
You have
I don't know what
six.
that meant, but
Oh no, she has more than me.
Oh, okay.
did you just say 5?
I have 5. She has 6.
All right.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I have 2 on my ear.
Oh my God. Okay. I was about to say, man.
Got it.
You know what?
No, I wouldn't get my nipples pierced. I'm not.
Who's saying anything? Who's saying anything about nipples?
How do you feel about
You just pointed.
urethra
But-
piercing?
Yeah.
Prince Albert.
Well, Prince Albert, you have to connect it to your belly button piercing, technically. That's what a Prince Albert is. It's a chain that goes from your urethra to your belly button. It's true. Look it up in the movie Senseless.
I almost coughed up my beer with that one.
Hey, man, I didn't make it up, okay?
You perfected it though, huh?
I don't create the rule book. I just enforce the rules strictly.
Or he'll punch you in the face. You just heard it right here live. Mike just said it. He just enforces the rules by punching you in the face.
That's not what I said.
Oscar knows that.
Yeah. There's Oscar right there.
Hi, Oscar.
Yeah, so everything's going good. Yeah. You having a good time? Everything's good over there.
Yeah. One thing about San Antonio, man. Every Uber smells like shit.
Well, it's because all the cow farms. People got to walk around before they get in the car. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I've gotten cigarettes. I've gotten the Middle Eastern must.
Ooh.
Yeah, not a single Uber smelled pleasant.
Well, that's good, you know? Diversity is what's beautiful about America.
I'm taking like 5 Ubers. They all smell like shit.
Try a lift.
Jack says the same thing.
Oh,
They
hell
all
no.
stink.
Try a city bus.
Might smell the same.
The people are actually taking a shit in front of you. Oh, you think the Uber is bad? You're rich. Here, look at this. They put their pants down. You're like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, shit. Isaac, I'm not going to lie to you, man. My arm's getting tired.
All right. I'll leave you guys to it.
Yeah, but we'll hit you back up later for your dad on the regular podcast. Sound good?
Copy.
We might need one more black belt just to help.
Okay. I'll make your gift presentable.
Wow. Mike, anything else before we head out?
No, just be safe and enjoy your time together, because you'll be back home soon missing her again. So just enjoy every moment.
sir, yes,
You
sir.
guys be safe.
Will do, Coach.
Later, dude. We'll talk to you.
All right, we'll see you guys.
See ya.
Mike, we're back as he's taking another hit. We've been off for 2 seconds and he's taking 17 hits.
Ask a question. What can I do you for?
So, what got you into striking and kickboxing and boxing and the whole shebang? That's because this is actually interesting because I've known you for quite a few years. Obviously, it was jiu-jitsu. And you excelled at jiu-jitsu very fast. I think you submitted me almost immediately. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you train. You're like, I never trained. But you showed promise. Not that you don't now, but you're very good. Like, you just started. Like, it's like you started off on level 6.
Well, that's
And-
a bit of an exaggeration. I don't know about that. I mean, I didn't ever train jiu-jitsu before I came to Ninth Isle. I only did striking. I did Muay Thai and boxing, but primarily Muay Thai, you know. I, just like most boys my age, I was way into ninjas and Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris and Ninja Turtles, all that shit, you know. So I was into martial arts, and then saw UFC back in the days. Oscar, there used to be a place called Blockbuster, and you used to have to go there and rent stuff. So I would walk to Blockbuster and I would rent the whatever random UFC tape they had at the time, you know. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this one. Dan Severn versus, you know, Oleg Taktarov or whatever. And that was my first taste of like real fighting, you know.
Really?
Yeah, just watching the early UFC videos, because before that, it wasn't easy to find real fights, you know. You could watch like maybe boxing and things like that, but it's different when people can grab you and kick you and all that.
Of course.
So then I watched that, and then after I got out of high school, I was in my early 20s. I didn't start actually training to fight real striking in the gym every day till I was 25. And I signed up my old coach, shout out, Lyle Kanoa, ITC 702, ITAT Training Center. He was my coach. He's the one who trained me in all my striking. He opened up a gym right at the time that I was starting to fight. We had mutual friends, so I went there and signed up. And I just became like the leech over there. Like he, you know, I was there at his grand opening, and I made the deal with him like, hey, you know, I really want to be a fighter. I want to train this and that, which if you're a coach, which I am, you hear that shit a lot. Everybody that comes in is like, I'm ready to commit, you know, I want to be this and that. I want to be a champion.
Sure.
So we all go, oh, okay. All right, we'll show up, you know.
And they all say, and let me guess. I don't have this and that, but I got the grit. I got the
always
the
something
drive.
like that. Everybody's got a different
The grit, the
spiel
drive.
about it, but so that was pretty much his attitude towards me. He had never met me. He didn't know me. He was just taking the word of our mutual friend, and then me saying that this is something I really want to do. And he said, well, I'll make a deal with you. If you show up and train every day and really like do what I tell you to do, then I'll get you a fight. And I was like, okay. And I was like, when's your first day? And he was like, we'll be open Monday at 4. And so right after work, I went over there. I was there at 4 o'clock. Like, the door was locked. So I'm like looking through the windows, knocking on the door, because nobody else was there, and he wasn't sure if I was going to show up. and it was just him there in this pretty big gym, this pretty big building. So he had the door locked. So then he heard me knocking, tapping on the window, and he came and let me in. He's like, "Oh, hey, you here?" And I showed up and trained every day, and it was 9 months of training, 6 days a week, before I got my first fight. And I lost my first fight. It was actually, are you familiar with Lion Fight?
No.
Promotions? They're one of the, I don't even know if they're still going now, but at that time in the early 2000s, they were the premier Muay Thai fight promotion in the United States.
Okay.
Like a lot of the premier American Muay Thai fighters and other guys like Sanshai and guys like that came and had exhibition mounts in there. But anyway, they put on a fight here actually at UNLV. It was at the UNLV campus. It was in 2011.
Is that where you fought?
It was my very first fight. Yeah,
okay.
My very first one. It was kind of a big event for my first fight.
It sounds like it, yeah.
We did the weigh-ins like at UNLV, and there was press there, and it was a mix. There was pro fights and amateur fights.
Okay.
And it was like right out in the middle of the courtyard of UNLV. So like by the time I got out there, the ring, like the canvas on the ring was hot from the sun, you know, like your feet around there. I was like, oh shit, you had to keep like hopping around because it had gotten warm.
So you look like a real fucking Muay Thai fighter hopping around.
And it was cool, you know, it was a great experience, but I was nervous, and much like I talked about earlier with Nate and Jason, like I didn't stick to the plan at all. I completely went out there and fought with emotion and just, you know, with poor reaction and no composure, just like new fighters do. That's why I'm not mad at these kids for losing track of things during the fight, because I know how it goes. I know how it happens.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me. And even though I didn't take like significant damage or get hurt, my nose did start bleeding like pretty profusely. I just caught at this particular time, I had to go see an ear, nose, and throat specialist about it. But at this particular time, you could like brush my nose with your glove and my nose would start bleeding, you know. It sucked. It was just something I had to get used to. I was stuffing Vaseline in my nose.
Oh.
But anyway, at this point, because it was an amateur show and because it's at the UNLV campus and blah, 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 they, as soon as I was bleeding that much, the ref called it, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that's how I lost that fight. And the guy who beat me, no offense to him, but of all the guys I fought, he was not the best guy. You know what I mean? Not even top 3 best guys I fought. So I wanted that back for a long time. I tried to pursue that rematch, you know, because he trained at Hard Knocks Muay Thai, and my coach knew his coach, and I saw him all the time, and I tried to get that fight back, but he never wanted to do it.
Some guys, they already know the outcome and they're like, I'm good.
I think he knew.
Of course.
I think he knew that it would have went a different way, but it
course.
is what it is. I can say whatever. That was a long time ago. It didn't happen. But needless to say, of all my fights, that was the only loss I ever had, was my first fight. I didn't lose another fight after that all the way up until my last one, which I also won. But I'm just saying, I learned a lot from that fight. Like, I took it hard because it's hard to lose in front of all your friends and family and your team and, you know,
yeah,
bunch of other people too. It's hard, especially when you don't have the experience of having that happen before. So you can take it one of two ways. You can take it hard to where you're like, fuck this, I don't want to experience this anymore. Or you can take it the way of, this is never going to happen like this again. Like when I go back out here, I'm going to, you know, it's going to be different. And that was my attitude. I just kept training hard. I knew that I could have beat that guy. I knew it just took a bad turn. That's the sport of fighting. Sometimes shitty things happen. Sometimes you get poked in the fucking eye, right? Yeah, that's just the way it goes. Like sometimes
Suro gone.
poked in the eye or kicked in the nuts or whatever the case may be, but sometimes fights end on account of some shenanigans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very
In
true.
my opinion, that was shenanigans. It should have been ended, but it is what it is. I went on. I became a better fighter. I won my fights. And then I had to stop fighting because I didn't have to, I guess. I chose to because I got together with my wife and started having a family, kids, and shit like that. And we were living in like a not very nice area. And I wanted to get us out of there. So that's when it became my focus. And once I got us out of there and got us into a house in a nicer neighborhood, and we had our second kid, Maddox, in that house. I met. That's when I met Professor Ray,
Okay.
and so Ray I met through my wife's cousin. Ironically, my wife's cousin John worked with Ray at the bank when he used to work for the bank, and he was just trying to get back in shape. I think he had been out of jiu-jitsu for a little bit because he had like some knee injuries and things like that. And I had just started trying to get back in shape, but I was working out at my house. And I was training at my house. In my garage, I have mats and bags and kettlebells and lots of workout things. And the only way I know how to train is like how we train in fight camp. You know, like I know how to do circuit training, fight exercises, fight warm up, and fight training because that's what I know how to do.
That makes perfect sense. So let me take us to a quick story about that. So my ex, who you know from the gym, she was telling me about a guy that she used to date before me, who bleep that out, Oscar. He does steroids, shoots up, and he was big. He was a big guy. He's bigger than you and me, where you and me and him are like roughly the same height, but he outweighs you and me. So we were having a discussion one day, and she was talking about like, oh yeah, he's really big and strong and this and that. And I was like, fuck him. I'm stronger than him. And she laughed, and I was like, no, swear to God. And she seen it firsthand how strong I was. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, your strength is unreal. I was like, I used to lift weights, but I got my strength from genetics and hard labor. And then she's like, okay. So we kind of went down that rabbit hole a little bit so she has a better understanding. And I said, the only thing about that guy was he outweighed me. So when we went like head to head, we had no beef, me and him. When we went head to head, it was a stalemate. And he would slowly start to take over because of his size and weight advantage. But other than that, it was like our strength was the same or our mine was more. And she's like, oh, what about him and him and him? She was just out of curiosity, like, what? I told her, I would go, the only guy at jiu-jitsu that's truly stronger than me is Mike. And she goes, really? She didn't say that like to be this. She didn't say it to be disrespectful, but
no, I don't look strong. I get it.
Yeah, and she was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah." I go, Roger was a wrestler, but he's bigger than me, outweighs me, but he has that real strength. But there's been many times I was able to out-muscle him. But this is then. Now Roger's way stronger than me, but this is back then. I told her, but you're the only one that was like hands down stronger than me. And she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, well, I heard guys talk about Mike throwing like strength conditioning at his house back then and this and that. He has all this shit. And now you're saying this on top of you doing man work.
Well, also, you have to remember, I'm a metal fabricator.
Yeah.
I don't just like, it's not like I'm a union welder that just walks out there and welds all day. I hand form metal into letters and all kinds of shapes. And
sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If anything, I don't have like raw weightlifting power, but I have strong grip strength and I have like a strong squeeze and I have good muscle endurance. You know, I can keep a hold for a long time without my arms giving way.
Yeah.
You know.
Plus your strength and conditioning routines, fight camp style, it just compounds and compounds, and then also you're not a 20-year-old, you're a grown ass. You're like a grown man.
I'm 40. every bit of 40. I'll be 41 in February.
I'll be 42 next month.
Oh, we'll see. We're right there.
Yeah, but yeah,
You and me together are still younger than Chuck Norris.
and he'll still
And
keep
he's
both
still
our
out
ass.
there whooping ass, so we got no excuse. God bless you, Chuck Norris. When
Missing in action.
just recently, you know, with all the things like Hulk Hogan died and then Ozzy died like the same week, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it at work, and I said, if fucking Chuck Norris dies, I'm calling in for a week. I go, I don't even want to see any of you. And everybody goes, oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that. And I said, I'm just kidding. I go,
He ain't died.
the Grim Reaper fears that one day Chuck Norris will come for him.
Hey,
I believe it.
yeah, that's very fucking true, because that Chuck Norris is just fucking awesome. I don't give a fuck
People
anybody
say
says.
fear the Reaper. Grim Reaper says, watch out for Chuck Norris.
Yeah, no
man.
shit. And I just saw the fucking YouTube short of Chuck Norris only a couple days ago, and I love Chuck. I grew up watching Chuck Norris. It's like you got Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, even though Chuck Norris is the real of the two of them. But ironically,
Bruce Lee, yeah, he's the more famous, you know, I would say, what's the word we're looking for? Famous icon, right? In terms of broad pop culture, right?
yes, pop culture, but
But
for
in terms
fighters,
of real fighting,
yes, Chuck Norris.
yeah, Chuck Norris won not only karate championships, but he also fought top level kickboxers and beat them.
And he has multiple black belts, including jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, one of the first guys. You can watch videos of him bringing on YouTube right now of him bringing the whole Gracie squad to his school to train his fighters, right? How many world-class strikers, especially at that time, now maybe, but at that time in the 80s, this is pre-UFC 1.
Well, of course, yeah.
Pre-UFC 1 is like 88, 89. How many top-level guys are going to bring somebody from not only a different gym, but a totally different martial art, right? Bring them in and then go, okay, watch how good these dudes are. And then go at it and have them choke you in front of your students. And then go, right? All right, now they're going to show us that. Like, the humbleness and the attitude of Chuck Norris to even do that. Like, there's no ego there. Chuck Norris is like, holy shit, this shit's good. I need you guys to come teach me this. And now, if you look at Chuck Norris's system, it's not only the karate side, but it's the grappling side too. Like, to belt up in I don't know what it's called. It's called, like, you know, Chuck Ryu, whatever his style is called. You know, they all give it goofy names and stuff.
Yeah.
But in order to belt up in his system, I respect that you have to know both the striking and the ground game, because he incorporated Gracie Jiu-Jitsu into his style a long time ago, long before a lot of other people did. So anybody who thinks Chuck Norris is not legit, like, you need to look into that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's totally legit.
Oh yeah, and I never knew about that system that he had. I had no idea. I know he's a real fighter who happens to be an actor as well.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
I never watched that show. I seen like one episode, but his movies before that, especially in the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said shout out to Missing in Action. That was my favorite of the series. But anyways,
The Octagon, Delta Force.
oh, they're fucking awesome. I don't remember them. The one that's just bitching fucking movies. But I never knew that he had an actual art that he incorporated like that. That sounds like
one of the first ones. One of the first people to do it.
Because I've heard over the years that Bruce Lee was the first true mixed martial artist, and that's how his Jeet Kune Do was supposed to be a compilation of what worked and discarded what doesn't work. And then he has all those quotes and this and that. As a matter of fact, at Junebug's original gym, there was a Bruce Lee quote on the wall of a similar saying. But by what you're saying now is Chuck Norris actually took that and literally applied it to his system. Like, hey, you're gonna learn both.
Yeah, because he realized, because from being, like you said, a real fighter, right? He realized not only the benefit, but the importance of being able to understand the grappling situation. Because all it takes is for you to miss one punch or one kick, and now that guy has a hold of you. And if you don't know how to fight and defend yourself in that tight knit, when somebody has grips on you situation, particularly if you have clothes on, which most of the time we do when we fight, right? Now they have your shirt, your jacket, whatever the case may be. If you're not trained in that situation, you're going to be in trouble. I mean, Chuck Norris, kudos to him for recognizing that early on and being like, I got to incorporate this.
Very humble.
Yeah.
And ahead of his
smart.
time.
And just pure smart, you know?
Smart, intelligent, ahead of his time, and a real student to the game of fighting.
Because if you flip that, right, and not to say anything bad or to degrade the Gracies, but if you were to just flip that coin, the Gracies kind of stayed on the jiu-jitsu is enough, pure Brazilian jiu-jitsu is enough to win any fight and beat any style. At a time that was true until all the boxers, wrestlers, and Muay Thai guys learned jiu-jitsu too.
UFC 1.
Now, if they've practiced your art, but you decided you didn't need to practice theirs, it's like I always tell the guys in my striking class, you know, especially the ones who only come to striking. I say, look, I train jiu-jitsu too, not as often as I would like to, because I work long hours and then I come to the gym and I teach 2 classes, and by the time my second class is over and I look over there at who's going to be my group, I'm like, oh, great. Jesse, Javi, Roger, Junberg, Meyer. I go, I'm fucking cleaning up and going home. You know what I mean? Like, so I know the importance of jiu-jitsu. So I tell the striking guys, I go, look, and no matter what, you can be as good a striker as you want, but there's always going to be that guy who you can't stop from getting a hold of you or taking you down. And I tell the jiu-jitsu and wrestler guys the same thing. You should come train striking, because as good as you are, there's always going to be that guy who you can't get a hold of and you can't get him down. So you got to have another route to victory, or another path to success in that battle. You know, you can't be a one-sided coin. So what I'm saying is the Gracies kind of didn't do the same thing. They didn't recognize the value of other martial arts. They kind of just stuck to the jiu-jitsu path.
Yeah.
And if you notice now, how many Gracie champions are there in mixed martial arts?
0.
And not to, like I said, not to degrade what they do, because what they do is amazing and they're very good at what they do. However, I don't feel that they evolved with the sport the way that they could have, due to whatever you want to call it, arrogance or ignorance, or just thinking it's not necessary, whatever their belief system may be. But the sport has kind of passed them. You know what I mean?
Let's take their big protege of the last few years. I don't know if you heard, I'm sure you have, Kron Gracie.
Yeah, son of Hickson.
So he came in to the UFC with all this promise and hype.
Amazing jiu-jitsu practitioner, by the way. Like,
yes,
you can watch his matches against Gary Tonin, against Marcelo Garcia. Like, amazing grappler, amazing jiu-jitsu. And
then when it comes to and to give him credit, we're not talking about the I forgot what it's called, the local circuit MMA. We're talking about the UFC.
Right.
You know, he's there, but look how he's doing. I don't know he's a part of him. They might have got rid of him.
I don't think he's under contract with them anymore.
Because he has some losses, and he didn't lose on his shield just going out there and just fighting his heart out. He was trying to pull guard.
That's what I mean. Those days were
long gone.
Those days where you just think you're going to go out and fall down in front of a guy. You're not going to do that. These are high-level athletes. Not only well-trained martial artists, but high-level professional athletes.
And they're only getting better, athletic-wise.
Yeah, and technique-wise too.
Of
because
course, the technique, but
every generation, right, is the last generation of fighters becoming coaches.
sure.
And each generation knows how to do it a little bit better. We tweak it just a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, because let's see. You mentioned earlier before this podcast, George St. Pierre. As it was a joke, but that's besides the point. George St. Pierre, at least I'm not really much of a George St. Pierre fan because I thought he was boring. But
I don't
he's very
appreciate you downplaying my joke either. It was a great joke about a French Canadian because look what we have right here. La Croix.
I thought it was Croy. I don't know.
It could be, but you know what? I guess we'll never know because we're fucking American and we don't talk like that. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you bastard.
About George St. Pierre.
At least he was smart enough. Oh, God, you threw my fucking train.
I just boomeranged that shit, didn't I? My bad.
But,
I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, God. George St. Pierre, if you were a jiu-jitsu ace, he's going to keep it standing, use his jab, and keep you at that. If you're a fucking phenomenal boxer or kickboxer, he's going to use wrestling to take you down, and he's going to put jiu-jitsu to you. Mm-hmm. He was that ahead of his time and knew. His early fights, he would beat the shit out of you. But in his later fights, when he got to tears, just kept getting up and up and up and up. He adapted to all of it.
I agree.
And he knew how to stop you from doing what you do to play his game plan. And he was great at everything. To give credit where credit's due. And that's where I got to give to him. Great guy. But like I said, I wasn't a fan of his fighting in his better years until he fought Bisping.
I understand. Yeah. That's reasonable because he definitely is one of the greats. You can't deny that. But of all the greats, right, like Anderson Silva, you know, Fedor, BJ Penn, like guys like who are up there, John Jones, you know, they all do things that are spectacular. They all have kind of that X factor that you can't, it's hard to teach somebody that, like, for instance, John Jones, his raw just athleticism. Like on paper, John Jones is a junior college wrestler that never really, you know, finished college wrestling and never competed at the level that he could have progressed to, you know.
Learn how to fight from YouTube videos.
Daniel Cormier, a multiple-time national champion and also Olympian.
Yes.
Right? So you think Daniel Cormier is going to have the wrestling edge, and that John Jones gets a hold of him and just kind of ragdolls this man who, mind you, it's not like Daniel Cormier we've seen up to that point. He took guys like Josh Barnett, Dan Henderson,
and
Bigfoot
did this
Silva, and just
did this.
Literally. Yeah.
Literally.
Alexander Gustafsson, a lot of really good high-level guys, and just basically did whatever he wanted to them. Threw them around.
When you see him take Dan Henderson and do this like a pillow and slam him down, well, Daniel Cormier, they fought the same weight on that fight, but Daniel Cormier is a lot bigger, but his strength. But when you see him do that to who'd you mention? Babyface.
The Bigfoot Silva.
No, Silva
but
and
also
Barnett.
Josh Barnett. When he fought Josh Barnett, it was in Strikeforce.
Yeah.
So this is
I remember
roided up Josh Barnett. Who's like 260 pounds. And mind you, Josh Barnett, amazing fighter, incredible
grappling.
Yeah.
A specific catch wrestling. Catch wrestling.
Yes. Pancration. Yes. AMC Pancration.
And phenomenal. Gym. And
he choked out Huron Gracie. He choked out what's the guy? Dean Lister? Choked him out unconscious in a jiu-jitsu match in the Speedo. So I mean, that's hardcore, dude. For you to be into heavy metal and go out there and choke out black belts in a Speedo. Don't get no more.
I gotta watch that. I didn't know that. Not the Speedo part, but
Huron
Dean
Gracie
Lister
and Dean Lister choked them both out.
But when
so Daniel Cormier did the high crouch on Josh Barnett and picked him up over his head, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and he does it with ease, and you're like, but he gets guy. Like I said, that's why I use Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson's not a big man. To see him do that, Dan Henderson, you're like, okay, his size, his girth, his broadness, the Olympic wrestling, that makes sense. To see them to Bigfoot Silva and Josh Barnett, you're like, hold on, what the fuck? Like, what are you on? Nothing. I don't know. I just train. You're like, it's believable.
To bring it back, I got off track there when I started talking about John Jones, Ragdoll, and Daniel Cormier, and then we got to Cormier's wrestling pedigree. But we were talking about Georges St. Pierre, and you saying that you didn't particularly enjoy his prime fighting years and things like that, which is understandable. But like I said, all of the greats have an X factor, right? John Jones, his athleticism, that he can just go out there and out grapple black belts and choke them out, and then just out wrestle Olympic wrestlers. It's incredible. Anderson Silva, his timing, right, and his speed, his ability to just kind of move inches away from shots and counter you, and his speed was incredible.
He was a definition of a Jedi.
Like, he was constantly in the Matrix. It was like he was watching you move slow motion, and he was just kind of watching things go
and
by.
Fucking with you, laughing at you like, what are you like? Did you just try to hit me right now?
Yeah. Someone who I'm not a Conor McGregor guy, right? Like, his fans are probably the most annoying fucking people you're ever going to meet in your life. The people who are like, Conor's the greatest ever. I don't think he is, but I do think he's the greatest promoter, right?
Sure.
In MMA, he's the Floyd Mayweather of MMA. Like, love him or hate him, you're going to watch him fight, However, fight-wise, he's not the greatest striker, right? Not the greatest boxer, not the fastest, not the greatest anything. But one thing, what his X factor is, he has a master understanding of distance, right? He's got that wide, kind of loose karate stance, and he keeps you in, out, just out of range till he's ready. And his arms are deceptively long for his size, He's got wide shoulders and good reach. So his X factor is that understanding of distance, and also that Irish fucker has ice water in his veins. It's like some people get nervous, right? Like with Conor, the bigger the situation, it's like the more his fucking light turns on, He's like, oh yeah, I got the whole world watching. All right, everybody hates me here. Yeah, like it gets him pumped up, And that's something that is a real weapon. Like if you have that, you got to admit, like, love him or hate him, when that guy walks into a place, he owns that place. He's like, this is now my building, and everybody's here for me now. And love it or hate it, it's true. He takes control.
I would have guessed it was his timing and precision, but
that
you got a damn good point about that.
So to bring it back to Georges St. Pierre, right? What's his X factor? Just like you said, it's the absence of ego, right? He's gonna fight you, however he's gonna best be able to beat you. And if that takes wrestling you and holding you against the cage for 5 rounds, then that's what he's gonna do.
And he knows how to cancel out your strength. Mike, you ready?
Emphasize his own.
You ready to shut this down?
Of course.
For us.
I'm here for you.
Mike, you're welcome anytime, as long as my partner gives the approval.
Well, I'll do my best to stay on Isaac's good side.
He said the best way to stay on his good side is to tap him out in jiu-jitsu, so good luck.
Oof, it's going to be tough. I'm just going to do like how you did. I'm just going to give him the shoulder tap. Excuse me, Isaac.
That was a different podcast. Mike Masterson, this has been fun. It's a shame he has to come to an end now, but we know who to blame for that. His name is Junebug. We love you, but fuck you.
I appreciate you having me. It's a good time.
Anything else you want to add before we shut this down?
No, just has been real fun. I hope that you have me back. I enjoy having these type of conversations with you. You never know which way they're going to go.
So do I.
That's kind of what makes them fun.
No, this was great. We definitely got to do this again. And with Isaac here too, he'll add more. It'll be great. So, social media, anything you want to shout out, or are we just going to put that shit in the link in the bottom?
I'm not on much. It's just Mike Masterson 702 on Instagram, and it's basically all gym stuff. It's just me coaching in the classes and letting you know the things that are going on, you know, if you want to check it out. But other than that, come down and train with us at 9th Out BJJ.
Yeah. And Mike said, you knock him out cold, he'll pay for your first month free.
I don't think I said that, but
He didn't, but I did. So
if you knock Ernesto out, you get a free week free.
you're absolutely right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Next time.